issues, women and children, and so much more. Now, it's crucial to approach these subjects with empathy and understanding. These issues often intertwine with societal norms and can lead to tough conversations. It is important to create a safe space for dialogue where individuals can share their experiences without fear or judgment. I am Jumai Manson. Join me every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the program Inside Today on Global Television. Hello and welcome to Inside Today. I am Jumai Manson. Have you ever heard of imposter syndrome? What does it really mean? How can an individual identify the signs and what leads to it? Now don't go anywhere. Inside Today continues shortly. Stay tuned. That human angle topic on family, marriage, peer pressure, drug and substance abuse, societal issues, women and children, and so much more. Now, it's crucial to approach these subjects with empathy and understanding. These issues often intertwine with societal norms and can lead to tough conversations. It is important to create a safe space for dialogue where individuals can share their experiences without fear or judgment. I am Jumai Manson. Join me every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the program Inside Today on Global Television. You're welcome back to the program Inside Today. Now, if you're just tuning in, it's Inside Today, and our focus is imposter syndrome. Now, imposter syndrome is a psychological phenomenon where individuals doubt their accomplishments and have a persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud. Now, it's common and can affect anyone regardless of their success. Now, today on the program, I am being joined by Victor Prince Dixon. He's a human engineer. Now, welcome to the program, Prince.
Thank you for having me again.
It's great to have you on the program. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I thank God for His mercies.
Now, explain to us what is imposter syndrome? Are you kidding me? What is that?
Well, imposter syndrome, it's something that almost 90% of people are going through.
90?
Yeah, that's how bad it is. Yes, yes.
Okay.
It's very, very prevalent. Imposter syndrome simply means it's a conflict that people have about their worthiness.
Oh.
For instance, you're doing so well. I look at you the way you carry your news, you do your work, and then I compliment you. And then suddenly it's like, for what? Because there's a silent voice saying, Chumai, you're just forming. You're truly not the best. You understand? So it's like that struggle within that internal struggle between external achievement, but internal, what you may call doubts, where you feel you're not good enough. Sometimes you see it appear where you compliment a woman, for instance. You're looking very beautiful. So if you see beauty, will you call me?
You say really?
As in, if you see beauty, will you list me? Yeah. As in, hello, why? That's what imposter syndrome is.
But let me ask you something, Prince. I really need to interject. Does it have to do with if you're not, will I say, your confidence, or you are not, let me say confidence. There's a word I'm looking for. Does it have to do with that?
Okay, first of all, let's put it in context so that you understand very well. There is self-confidence. There is self-worthiness.
Aha.
Now, oftentimes, self-confidence is that I have everything externally that makes sense. It meets up what you call validation points, right? But internally, you still feel not good enough. For example, you just finish in your classes and you're one of the best, and then you come out, because oftentimes imposter syndrome rides on comparison. The more you compare, the more the syndrome sits. the more, in fact, actually, in principle, it's not actually supposed to call a syndrome, because syndrome in psychology is actually what they call a clinical disorder. But this one is not a clinical disorder, it's a psychological status where you just measure yourself against who you are at a point in time and just feel you're not good enough for it.
Okay.
So you self-doubt yourself. You come out with a good certificate, you say it's luck. You did a good business and it pay off, you say it's luck. Everything you do, in fact, you doubt your competence. You doubt your skills. In fact, to a large extent, you become very comfortable in rejecting compliments. When people say you're good at a thing, it's like,
Really?
as in, do they know that I just managed to? But in that you're managed to, your skill pulled through, your competence pulled through. So oftentimes, imposter syndrome, in the most simplest sense, is that when you reject the compliments. Oftentimes, when you see people reject compliments, you look good. But you did this thing so well, you were just amazing. And your heart is that, I wish you knew that only God covered me. You understand?
Yeah.
So we keep explaining every level of growth. You doubt yourself. So what it does to you is that it paralyzes you as a person. It makes you start develop what they call perfectionism. So you see people say, I'm a perfectionist. Usually, it's imposter syndrome that causes that.
Okay.
Why? Because what are you looking for? You're looking for every single thing you think on your own that people have issues with. You're sitting there maybe in front of a camera now, you're already thinking, there's one hair strand that is not balancing well. That hair strand is enough to mess up everything I have done. So because of that, rather than focus on your act and your delivery, you're focused on, this is not the best. So when you're done, somebody tells you, you did well. And the next thing is that, did you see that hair? If you saw, you know that I didn't do anything. So there's always that consistent. And then if you're in an environment, an ecosystem where people don't compliment you, where they talk down on you and the rest of them, the thing keep building. It comes in depth.
Oh.
It keeps building. That's the real concept behind the word self-doubt.
Self-doubt.
You just doubt yourself across border.
But let me ask, does it have to do with low self-esteem?
Yes, low self-esteem is part of it, because basically, what is low self-esteem? It means you judge yourself not good enough.
Exactly.
Yeah, basically, that's what it means.
So they intertwine.
They're intertwined. But the major reason why imposter syndrome is very dangerous is that it is more internal. You can look good outward. You know that kind of, you do something so well and everybody's clapping for you, you go home and it's like, oh boy, they didn't even know that I didn't even do well. You are always looking for what went wrong.
A fault.
There must be a fault. That's one of the consequences of imposter syndrome. You must look for a fault. No matter how everybody tell you, excellent, you inspired me, you were so amazing. As far as you're concerned, something didn't go very well somewhere.
Oh my goodness.
Something just didn't go well. And so because of that, it occupies you. And that's why the major problem with imposter syndrome is that it paralyzes people. The more you suffer imposter syndrome, the more you put off your vision. The more you put up to do anything you want to, anything worthwhile. You just be explaining it. I think you wanted to start a program on this. You know, basically, I want to make sure the script is ready.
Oh my
I want to
goodness.
make sure the camera, everything is okay. The clothes, I've not gotten the best clothes that matches it. So at every point in time, you're giving excuses. That's the damage of imposter syndrome.
Now let me ask, what are the common signs and symptoms of imposter syndrome?
Perfectionism, or perfectionism, that some people call it. I'm a perfectionist. Who, let's be honest, who really on earth has the capacity and the gift to be a perfectionist?
But you just want things going well.
Yeah, there's a difference between excellence and perfection. Excellence is that if you put it across the board and then we score it, we're dealing with at least bad to bad 90, 89 over 100. But perfectionism is that you want to get it 100 over 100. Why? That's where you should ask a question. Why do you just want to be so ultimately correct,
Perfect.
divinely perfect? Because there is something within you that's saying you are not good enough. So any single iota of mistake is enough to dampen you from your success. Whatever you've done. If you achieve the whole world. You see, during graduation, most people will come out from graduation and they're happy, and you know, all those matriculation, everybody's celebrating.
Exactly.
You notice some people are quiet. Do you know their problem?
What's their problem?
How did I pass this thing?
Really?
Yes. How did I pass here? You get what you call it, go for a job interview and you got it, and it's like, how did they give me this thing? I think it's luck. Maybe I prayed more. Do you
Oh,
understand?
it's God.
That's the issue. Sometimes some people take it to that point. That's why some people find it difficult to own skills because they feel everything in life is about luck. So at the end of the day, they now permutate under the concept, oh, God gave this person the opportunity, he didn't give me the opportunity. Because you feel it's luck. And you don't learn to own up and say, look, I'm good at my job. God blesses a good job, right? There is excellence.
Of course.
There is a place of excellence. So you should be able to own up what you have done well. I spoke well. What's the problem in you owning you spoke well? I presented well. What is the problem with it? Why will I tell you you did well and then suddenly you fight me for complimenting you for doing well?
And what's the problem in me giving myself credit?
Thank you.
That I
It boils
worked
down to
hard.
it. Fine. And that's why most people find it difficult to take credit. That's part of the challenge or the signs of imposter syndrome. People don't take credit.
Now, you at the beginning of the program, you mentioned that 99% of individuals suffer from this.
90.
What?
Very few people escape it. To be honest with you, it's like a struggle most people go through. A struggle. How you really want to know, the most simplest way is just give people good compliments when I've done a good job. You see some of them, they are shy. Some don't understand how to take compliment. It's like, what is she saying? Do you know that I just managed and scaled through? Rather than, look, I did well. And then what I did well was recognized and the compliment given back to me.
Exactly.
Very few people, go check psychologically, very few people can manage compliments. Very few.
Okay. Now, who is most likely to experience imposter syndrome?
Well, the truth is that I usually don't fall into that trap of male, woman thing. I don't like it. But the truth is that in context, every human being will always go through imposter syndrome, but in a very different, unique way. If you remember one of our program last time when we were discussing what a woman goes through.
Yes.
Because of the many stops that a woman goes through from a young girl, you know, how you're exposed to challenges and the rest of them. It moves you to the point of the first time you're seeing your period. If you didn't have parents that could guide you, the trauma that comes with it. The first time maybe you enter into a relationship, you liked a guy, but you now realize someone who was not as beautiful as you took over the guy, and then suddenly you start doubting, am I really beautiful?
Exactly. What does she have?
Do you understand? What does she have that I don't have?
God.
And then because of that, you started defining the concept of beauty. So someone come and said, Chuma, you're looking good. If I was looking good, how did I lose this guy? So that, did you see the girl? Do you understand?
And it happened.
And then you move again to the point of motherhood. For example, now you see women who, they have gone a lot giving birth to children, 3, 4, and then they're struggling with foods. You know, that tummy foods and the rest of them.
Exercise, please.
Exercise or no exercise, the bottom line is that you need to own up that you're a mother.
Exactly.
You went through a process to bring children into the world. So there's no how this should be shameful. That's the concept. That's what I mean. You cannot be ashamed of how you look, your body is looking, because you brought human beings into the world. And I dare anybody to try it and see if the body will not adjust here and there. But because of imposter syndrome, you go through that sacrifice. Rather than being proud of your motherhood, now you are ashamed of a little, foods here and there. And you're feeling, I'm not woman enough. I'm not looking good enough. Because internally, there is a standard that has said that everybody, the man gets 6 packs and the woman gets 1 pack.
So, anyway, I don't want to... So she just has 1 pack.
Because her own is straight now. So straight flat tummy, is it not 1 pack?
Yes.
That's 1 pack.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Please continue.
No, but that's the truth. What I mean is that I'm bringing that home to see. So based on those experiences, a woman can now develop doubts of herself. And so she's feeling, I've given birth, I'm not beautiful enough anymore. Insecurity comes in, yes. But then the bottom line is that the focus today is imposter syndrome.
Yes, it is.
While there are many areas to look at, but the key word is that you feel you're not adequate enough.
Yes.
And it plays out in relationships.
Yes, it does.
And sometimes you see when people are having their tug of war of relationship, there's always that comparison. I don't know what every woman said. I've looked at the girl. What does she have?
Exactly.
Why? Because you're comparing. Something in you is telling you you are not just good enough.
Or you are much more better than what he got.
That's a problem. Very few people say that. And most
Okay.
people will say that is almost from a point of like pride. Man, I'm just too good for this guy. But very few
But
people just
she
understand
is.
I am good. Yes. But very few people come to the point of I am good. I am good. But just this guy or this lady didn't see my goodness
Or potentials.
or potential.
So
that
bye-bye.
changes the game, right? It balances it.
Yes, it
but when
does.
you have that continual struggle between, I don't know about you, every day I look at that woman, I'm wondering, what is it? Then you know that you're struggling with something. That's what I'm saying. That consistency. And then you know the internet is making the whole thing very bad. The internet now, especially on Instagram, you're seeing the woman that have been sculpted very well. So at every point in time, the right body sizes, the right tips.
The slim
You know
waist.
everything is balanced, and so it's like you're asking
Hourglass.
yourself, how
How did she get there?
did God create this one on a different day and create me on a different day? So
Exactly.
immediately you're coming out already, you're feeling inadequate. The key word is that it is a sense of feeling that constantly makes you feel inadequate, even when you succeed, even in your growth, even in your winnings. As in, people sometimes can be on a stage and the whole world is standing and clapping for them. Deep inside, they still feel they're flock. They just feel, it's just that they don't know that I'm not good enough. And that's why you see sorry to cut.
It's
That's
fine.
why you see when you started earlier and it says that you are afraid of being found out.
Exactly.
Because that's consistent fear is that one day this will really know that I'm not good enough. So with that kind of mindset, imagine what that happens to the relationship. Imagine what it will do to your career. Imagine what it will do to your dreams, your visions, everything. Just stand still. Simply because you don't believe yourself enough to start. Talk to most people. They will tell you they have beautiful idea. Take the step, they won't. And what do you think stops? They think it's money? No.
Insecurities.
Insecurity. That's it. Imposter syndrome creates insecurity.
All right, now I'm going to quickly go on a very quick break because I really need to know the different types or categories of imposter syndrome because you said this is the most dangerous. So let's go on a very quick break. Inside Today continue shortly. Stay tuned. That human angle topic on family, marriage, peer pressure, drug and substance abuse, societal issues, women and children, and so much more. Now, it's crucial to approach these subjects with empathy and understanding. These issues often intertwine with societal norms and can lead to tough conversations. It is important to create a safe space for dialogue where individuals can share their experiences without fear or judgment. I am Jumai Manson. Join me every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the program Inside Today on Global Television. All right, you're welcome back. And if you're just tuning in, this is Insight Today. We're talking about a very delicate and sensitive topic that concerns you and I. It's called imposter syndrome. And of course, my guest, Prince Dixon, he said something. He said that most individuals suffer from this knowingly and unknowingly, and we're just cracking out behind the scenes because a lot of individuals suffer from it. And I think let's just go to the next topic. Now, Mr. Prince, thank you so much for being a part of the program.
Thank you
now,
so much.
What are the different types, or will I say categories, of imposter syndrome? Because you said this is the most dangerous.
I really wouldn't don't see it as what do you call it, categories. Rather see it as the depth of it.
Okay, the depth.
There are certain experiences you get. For instance, there are people who they come through life and they have a family and ecosystem that takes care of them, pampers them, praises them so well. And so they get so comfortable with praise. And then they come into a new environment that don't praise them. So they start wondering, what has happened to me? It's like I'm not as good as I used to. Because before they praised me, but now nobody's praising me. So it develops some kind of internal conflict. And then they start doubting their abilities. That's one side. There are people too who do things and everything they do seems to succeed. But they come to a season in their life where what they do don't succeed as it used to. So they feel something is now wrong with them. Something is missing. So for that, it drops their sense of worthiness and the rest of them. But most times, the best way I always explain this to help people understand is that there is confidence, there is self-worthiness. Now, confidence arises usually from when you have what you call external standards. You're looking fine, you're dressing well, you are intelligent, you have the skills and the rest of them. It pumps in some level of reward system. And so the hormones are secreted in your system and you feel confident enough to deliver, right? That's confidence.
Okay.
But when it comes to morality, and that's where most people get it wrong, your conscience also shines a light on you. So while human being asks you that you're looking good, your conscience asks you what you're doing. Is it good? So oftentimes, if your conscience puts you on that spotlight and you don't have capacity to do well, for instance, you stole, and the conscience is telling you, but this thing you did is not right. You look good externally, but internally, something is troubling you. Yes, that internal one now can make you look a little bit confident on the outward, but you lose yourself within. So oftentimes, finding the balance between the external validation and your internal validation, that is what balances the main thing that makes someone comes out holistic. Anything short of that, you'll be struggling between, are we dealing with external, are we dealing with internal? But oftentimes, imposter syndrome is that private cry you cry when nobody's seeing and says, I know I'm not good enough. Basically, that's how it comes.
Now, how can an individual differentiate between imposter syndrome and other mental health conditions?
The first one is, first thing you have to look at, if you have problems, one, with accepting compliments, then that's the first sign you know. First sign. The second sign, if you have issue with perfection, everything has to be so cross, all the T's and the I's must be dotted. Something is showing that you are scared, you are afraid of having a dot or a spot or a stain on your clothes.
Okay.
So immediately you start doing that, then it will cause some kind of what you call paranoia, some kind of stress and tension. And so what do? You fight over, you lose focus of 99% success and fight over 1% perfection. That's how you know. So when you see people where everything seems to be working well, but they are very much in the mood to want to fight for one thing that didn't work well, they can demonize everybody for one thing that didn't work well, but 99% worked well. Then you know that, okay, somewhere along the line, imposter syndrome is somewhere along the line. Because what do people need for most people want to provide what we call the outward power of imposter syndrome? They want to look perfect, so that internally they can use it to justify that everything is okay. But life didn't give us like that. The gift life gave us was that do the best of everything you do. There's always one thing that didn't come out perfectly enough. But life has learned that we enjoy that 99% and learn from the 1%. But when you focus so much on the 1% and you lose the 99% experience, something is wrong.
Now, looking at all of this, are there any professional treatments or therapies?
Yes, there are. There are always psychotherapists for this. Yes, there are. But for me, I don't usually see it as more from a psychotherapy perspective.
Okay.
I see it more from an emotional intelligence perspective. That's my own perspective. Maybe because I'm a professional within the emotional intelligence space. Because the thing is that if you're self-aware, this thing doesn't need drugs. It just needs for you to know what are your major triggers. What are the things that made you feel unworthy? Is it because of parental upbringing that made you unworthy? Is it because of the trauma you went through life that made you unworthy? When you look at all the things that make you unworthy, you can handle them. But you must be what they call aware, self-aware of what made you feel inadequate. And then you can now balance it. You understand? Immediately you understand that a balance stuff. And then also you have to be very clear about what they call societal descriptions. You know, society have certain expectations.
Yes, they do.
Immediately you enter into that expectation, it becomes a problem. I need to drive so kind of car, only for you to realize other people are driving better car than that, and then suddenly you feel you're not good enough. I need to wear so kind of quality of garment. You go to somewhere and realize what you were wearing, like somebody would say, is actually a cotton, and then suddenly you realize you're not good enough. So because you're fighting to meet that social standard,
exactly,
you just realize that you can't meet it. You just can't meet it. It's like an endless standard. Whatever is trending today, at the point you're getting the new phone tomorrow to think you are the best, you have iPhone. Before next thing you realize somebody has something better. So if you're dealing with the society, consistently you feel inadequate because the society don't have a zenith. They don't have a limit. You sleep and you wake up, things have changed. So admitting that is always there is not. So for me, my emphasis always, because of the time frame of what we're discussing, is try to be self-aware. If you're self-aware of yourself, you know the areas for which you feel you're not too good enough, and then work on it.
Exactly.
As a coach, I've dealt with a lot of women who, there are people who have issues with their knuckles. Just their knuckle is enough to make them feel tensed. If you tell them, hello, how are you? Their problem is, how will you see their knuckles? That's enough. Some, their kneecap. There are certain women who their problem, they call it K-leg or what do you call it, and the rest of them. Try to go and tell them, okay, wear
A short skirt.
a short skirt. For them, no, for what now? So that people will see. But they tend to forget these are God-given traits, not a human-given trait. Understand that logic. What is the whole concept behind the BBL and the rest of them?
Exactly.
It's the same, the whole fight about
Insecurities.
imposter syndrome. Because these are all the consequences it comes with. You just feel you're not just good enough. You have to keep struggling to meet up, struggling. And you know the painful thing, why it is different from normal insecurity is that even while you're succeeding, you feel inadequate. That's why I see some people step down from where you feel they should be to do things they are not supposed to do. Because in themselves, they don't believe that they belong to that group. It is you who put them in that standard. For them, they are not even good enough to be in that standard. So sometimes some bad thing happens to us and we accept it because we feel we are not even good enough to enjoy good things. Yes. That's why sometimes you see that things that happen to people, they'll tell you, I think it's too good enough. It's too good to be true. As if you're not worth enjoying something that is good. So it's an entire spectrum of challenges.
Okay. All right, with that, we have to wrap up the program Inside today. And of course, Victor Prince Dixon, he is a human engineer, and he said something very vital. He says, be self-aware of yourself as an individual. You have to understand that you have worth, you have value. And if there's anywhere there are lapses, work on it. You will be fine, right?
Basically.
All right. So thank you so much, Mr. Victor Prince Dixon. He is a human engineer and, of course, a coach. Thank you so much for being a part of the program Inside today.
Thank you for having me.
I am Jumai Manson, and from Victor Prince Dixon and I, who's a human engineer, we are saying what?